Lately, you've been feeling like you've been waiting forever. Waiting for answers. Waiting for love that sees you. Waiting for someone who understands the depths of your soul, not just your surface. What you didn't realize is that heaven hasn't been making you wait. It's been preparing you. The delay wasn't denial. The silence wasn't absence. It was alignment. Your destiny partner, the one who was spiritually assigned to your heart, is being awakened right now. They're not coming as they were before. They're coming healed, clear, ready, and they will recognize you not by appearance, but by soul memory. The connection will be unmistakable. You didn't miss it. You didn't ruin it. God is too precise for that. Every tear you cried, every lonely night, every closed door was part of the divine strategy. And now, the alignment is complete. Get ready, not to chase, but to receive. Your name is being spoken in rooms of destiny. Your heart is being prepared to receive what your spirit has always known was coming. Before we dive deep, make sure you like, share, and subscribe because this message isn't just content. It's a divine announcement. What you're about to hear has never been spoken over anyone else in the way God just spoke it over you. This is sacred, this is specific, and this is for you. If your spirit feels this frequency, type 77 in the comments. That number isn't random. It's a prophetic agreement, a signal to heaven that you're receiving what was tailor-made for your destiny. Not recycled, not generic, revealed just for you. Not everyone was meant to hear this. Only those truly chosen. And those who stay until the end will begin to unlock the layers of purpose, identity, and elevation hidden in each word. This is more than inspiration. It's impartation. It's revelation. It's activation. Don't just listen once. Revisit this word whenever your spirit needs to be reminded who you really are. Because each time you return, more of heaven's blueprint will unfold in your soul, just as God intended. Let's dive deeper. Chapter 1. Heaven knows your timing better than you do. You may feel like you're late, like too much has passed, and too many chances have slipped through your fingers. You watch people take off, succeed, shine, while you stayed still, hidden, seemingly forgotten. But what you didn't realize was this: you weren't behind. You were being protected. You weren't overlooked. You were being developed in the dark, away from the noise and away from premature exposure. Heaven knows your timing better than you do. God doesn't measure your life by years, calendars, or societal milestones. He measures by alignment. Divine timing doesn't look rushed, and it never feels comfortable, but it is always perfect. Every delay was not denial. It was design. Every moment you felt stuck was actually a moment God was rooting you deeper so that your future wouldn't be shaken. This message didn't come to you earlier, not because God was late, but because your soul wasn't yet ready to carry what He's about to release. And it didn't come to you later because now, right now, your spirit has arrived at a place of maturity, humility, and surrender that it wasn't at before. You had to go through everything, the heartbreaks, the disappointments, the waiting seasons, to receive this word the way you're hearing it now. You're not listening by accident. God orchestrated this moment. This message is a divine appointment. Heaven scheduled this conversation between your soul and your destiny. And now that you're here, don't downplay it. Don't dismiss it, because this isn't a coincidence. It's confirmation. Sometimes we ask for the next step while still resisting the last lesson. But God in His mercy holds certain doors closed until we're whole enough to walk through them without self-sabotage. He isn't just trying to bless you. He's trying to build you into someone who can sustain the blessing. And that takes time. That's why this season felt so long. Because when you carry a heavy calling, heaven takes its time shaping your character. You don't plant a seed today and harvest fruit tomorrow. You water, you wait, you endure, and then suddenly something sprouts. But even that suddenly was years in the making. Type amen to embrace the angel's blessings. Show your support by giving super thanks up to $20. Now the clouds are parting. The fog is lifting, and God is saying, you didn't miss it. It was waiting on you, waiting on your heart to heal, waiting on your vision to clear, waiting on your faith to deepen. And now that it has, the time has come. You're not off schedule. You're not too late. You are on divine time. Because in the kingdom, nothing rushed is ever right, and nothing delayed is ever wasted. When heaven moves, it moves with intention, precision, and perfection. So trust this timing, trust this moment, and trust that heaven hasn't just remembered you. Heaven has been preparing you all along. Chapter 2. You weren't looking for this, but this was looking for you. You didn't come here with a plan. You weren't scrolling with intention. You weren't searching for a word. Or maybe you were, but silently, without even realizing it, your heart was tired. Your mind was cluttered. Maybe you didn't even know what you needed. But something divine knew exactly where you were, exactly what you were feeling, and exactly what you could handle. That's why this message didn't wait for you to come looking. It came looking for you. You see, God is not passive about his chosen ones. He doesn't just sit back and hope you find your way. He pursues. He intervenes. He interrupts. Even when you're drifting, even when you're doubting, even when you've lost the motivation to pray, God will send what feels like coincidence, but is actually heaven in disguise. A word like this, a moment like this, a message wrapped in divine timing and supernatural intention. This is what divine pursuit looks like. When you're lost in the noise, God sends stillness. When you're buried under pressure, he sends perspective. When you're close to quitting, he sends a whisper of reassurance wrapped in unexpected truth. That whisper is what you're hearing right now. You weren't expecting this moment. You didn't schedule this encounter, but God did. This moment was marked. Heaven knew that on this very day, your heart would be at the edge of something, either breakthrough or breakdown. And rather than let you fall, God caught you with this word. Not because you earned it, but because you're loved. And because divine love always initiates before we even realize we need it. What you're reading, hearing, and feeling right now is not random. It's precise. It's a spiritual rescue disguised as a message. You've been carrying quiet battles that no one knows about, but God does. And this is his way of saying, I haven't forgotten. I've just been preparing your reminder. Sometimes you think you're ignoring your calling, but really you're just exhausted. Sometimes you think you've stopped believing, but really you're just waiting for something real to believe in again. And then God shows up, not in lightning or thunder, but in a simple, unexpected word that reaches places sermons couldn't and people didn't. You weren't looking for this, but this was sent for you. This is what it means to be chosen. That even when your faith wavers, God's faithfulness remains. Even when you stop seeking, heaven keeps sending. You could never be too far, too broken, or too uncertain for divine alignment to find you. So take this as more than motivation. Take this as a holy reminder. God sees you. He still wants you, and he knows exactly how to get to you, even when you stop trying to get to him. Chapter 3. God sends words that speak to your season. This message was designed to hit differently because your season is different. You're not the same person you were last year, last month, or even last week. Life has done some refining. Pain has done some pruning. And now what used to just sound like hope now feels like confirmation. You've lived through enough fire to recognize warmth when it comes from above. That's why this message isn't landing on the surface. It's sinking into your spirit. Type them in to embrace the angel's blessings. Show your support by giving super thanks up to $20. God doesn't speak in generalities. He speaks with precision. And when he speaks, it's never casual. It's calculated. He tailors his messages to match your current stretch of the journey. What you're hearing right now may not have resonated with the older version of you, but the healed, humble, and more aware version of you is finally ready to hear it and carry it. That's why it didn't come earlier, because back then you might have dismissed it. You might have been too distracted by the noise around you to feel the truth stirring inside you. But now something's shifted. You've matured. You've surrendered. You've stopped trying to control everything and started listening more. And in that stillness, God knew exactly when to release this word. You've endured battles that few understand. You've survived seasons that almost took you out. You've questioned if the delay was denial and if the silence meant abandonment. But what you didn't realize is that all this time God wasn't withholding. He was aligning your heart, your mindset, and your environment for a breakthrough that couldn't be rushed. And now the word he's sending isn't vague or motivational. It's surgical. It cuts through fear. It separates lies from truth. It speaks directly to the part of you that's been quiet but not defeated. The part of you that still believes there's more. This is heaven saying, I didn't forget your request. I just needed you to become the person who could carry the answer. You've heard people say your time is coming, but what they couldn't tell you was that you are becoming the time. The appointed moment doesn't just show up. It gets unlocked when the prepared soul aligns with the divine word. And that's what's happening now. This is a soul-time collision. So don't dismiss this moment. Don't scroll past like it's just another clip, another caption, another voice. This is God talking to the version of you that finally gets it. The version that's been tested and trusted. The version that doesn't just want blessings, but wants purpose, alignment, and truth. You're not reading this by chance. This is your word for your season, delivered in perfect timing. Not to entertain you, but to equip you. Not to hype you, but to heal you. Because when God sends a word, He doesn't send it to the version of you that's pretending. He sends it to the version of you that's becoming. And right now, you're stepping into that becoming. This isn't just encouragement. It's evidence. Evidence that God is still communicating. That your process wasn't wasted. That your pain had a purpose. That your season wasn't punishment. It was preparation. This word found you because you're finally in the season where it can grow. Chapter 4. This word isn't just encouragement, it's alignment. God doesn't just send words to lift your emotions. He sends them to realign your life. What you're hearing right now isn't just meant to make you feel better for a few minutes. It's not spiritual fluff. It's divine frequency. It's heaven tapping you on the shoulder and saying, you're drifting, come back into alignment. Because let's be real, lately you've felt scattered, distracted, pulled in 100 directions. You've been juggling responsibilities, dealing with hidden battles, and carrying silent disappointments. You've smiled in public while questioning everything in private. You try to stay strong, but your spirit has felt out of sync. You've been operating but not flowing, surviving but not soaring, present but not fully aligned. But this message isn't just here to encourage you. It's here to interrupt the misalignment. It's here to remind your soul what it feels like to be in tune with the divine rhythm again. That's why something inside you is stirring. Why your heart is beating differently as you read this. Because this isn't just a word. It's a reset. God is restoring the part of you that's been quietly fading. He's bringing your heart back to center. He's pulling your thoughts back from the chaos. He's recalibrating your emotions so that fear no longer dictates your next move. He's realigning your vision so that you can see beyond the surface again, beyond the bills, beyond the heartbreak, beyond the delays, and lock eyes with destiny again. You were meant to walk around confused, second-guessing everything God already confirmed. You weren't created to live in cycles of doubt, constantly questioning if you're good enough, ready enough, spiritual enough. That's not who you are, and deep down, you know it. This message is here to call you back to the truth of your design. You are chosen. You are covered. You are positioned. But alignment is not automatic. It's intentional. And every once in a while, God will send a word that recenters you, that clears out the spiritual clutter, that silences the unnecessary noise, that cuts through distractions and delivers divine clarity like lightning to your soul. That's what this moment is. You're not here to be motivated temporarily. You're here to be moved permanently. Moved back into position. Moved back into identity. Moved back into obedience. Because where God is taking you next requires accuracy. It requires alignment, not just ambition. Sensitivity, not just strategy. You can't afford to miss the next door because your spirit was out of sync. This isn't just a feel-good word. It's a prophetic adjustment. God is realigning your ears to hear His voice again. Realigning your steps so you walk in purpose again. Realigning your focus so you don't settle for distractions disguised as opportunities. He's bringing you back into divine timing, back into flow, back into full awareness of what He placed inside of you before you were even born. So receive this with more than just emotions. Receive it with expectation. Let this message bring you back to yourself, back to your assignment, back to your power. Because this isn't the time to shrink or scatter. This is the time to align. And once you're aligned, what's next won't feel forced. It'll feel fated. Because when your spirit is aligned, everything else will fall in place. Chapter 5. Your spirit recognizes what your mind can't yet comprehend. Have you ever come across something that didn't fully make sense to your logical mind, but still made you pause, made you feel something deep, ancient, and undeniable in your chest? That's not just emotion. That's not just timing. That is spiritual recognition. Your spirit is responding to something that's beyond words, beyond intellect, beyond explanation, because it already knows what your mind is only just beginning to glimpse. You see, your spirit carries memory your brain can't hold. It remembers the blueprint that was whispered over you before you were born. It recognizes the promises that were assigned to your name long before the battle ever began. And even though life has tried to bury it, distract it, silence it, your spirit never forgot. That's why this message is affecting you like this. It's not new. It's familiar. It's not introducing something foreign. It's reminding you of something eternal. This moment right here is sacred. It's not just about a video, a sentence, or a confirmation. It's about a divine alignment taking place within you. God is stirring your remembrance, not with facts or figures, but with feeling. The kind of knowing that can't be described, only experienced. The kind of peace that doesn't make sense, but settles in your chest like it's lived there all along. That's the spirit at work. That's your soul waking up again. You don't need to have the right language to describe this shift. You don't need to explain why it hits so hard or why it brings tears you didn't plan to cry. You just need to be present. Let the message speak directly to the part of you that knows how to listen without hearing, that remembers without seeing, that trusts without proof. Because the truth is, your spirit is way ahead of your mind. And right now it's saying, this is it. This is God. This is the moment I've been waiting for. And that's why nothing feels random about this encounter. That's why you didn't scroll past. That's why even though you're tired, distracted, or doubting, you stay because something inside of you is responding. Something ancient, something holy, something real. The Spirit of God is speaking in a language that bypasses logic and goes straight into the soul. Maybe you've been in a place where you stopped expecting divine interruptions. Maybe you've gotten used to silence, to waiting, to wondering. But this is your reminder that heaven still reaches for you, still sees you, still calls your name in a voice that only your spirit can recognize. Let go of the pressure to understand it all right now. Don't try to translate every feeling into words. Just receive. Let the tears fall. Let the chills come. Let the silence settle. God doesn't need your understanding to move. He just needs your openness. He needs your permission to speak beyond the noise and touch the deep. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. This isn't just about hearing a message. It's about remembering your identity, your assignment, your connection, your inheritance. This is what your soul has been craving in the quiet. A word that doesn't just inform you, but transforms you. Chapter 6. What you do next matters. Now that this message has found you, not by accident, but by divine design, what you do next is crucial. This isn't just another emotional high, another fleeting word you hear and then forget. This is a divine interruption, a spiritual checkpoint, a sacred instruction disguised as encouragement. And heaven is watching how you respond. You've been carrying potential for a long time. You've dreamed. You've prayed. You've waited. But now the question is, will you act? Because this isn't just motivation. It's activation. God isn't stirring you just to feel good. He's stirring you to move, to shift, to make the decision that changes everything. You've been still for long enough. Not because you're lazy, but because you've been waiting for clarity, confirmation, courage. And this right here is your confirmation. That tug in your spirit, that quickening in your chest, that moment where you know this is speaking directly to you, that's heaven's green light. That's the Holy Spirit saying, go, move, begin. The next level of your life is not going to be handed to you. It's going to be unlocked by your obedience, by your yes. And not just any yes, but a bold one, a costly one, a faith-filled one. That business idea, start it. That boundary you need to set it. That habit that needs to die, bury it. That relationship you know is draining you, release it. That calling you've been running from, step into it. God has already confirmed his part. The door is open. The provision is in place. The opportunity has been spotted. But God won't do what you've been anointed to do. You're not waiting on a miracle. The miracle is waiting on your movement. Let this be the moment where your obedience finally matches your revelation. Let this be the day you stop sitting on the word and start walking it out. You don't need another sign. This is the sign. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to trust the one who already ordered your steps. Don't let fear rob you again. Don't let overthinking delay you again. Don't let doubt shrink you again. You've heard too much, seen too much, survived too much. You're not standing here by coincidence. You're standing here because God preserved you for purpose. And that purpose is waiting for your next move. So what will you do? Will you return to the old routine, the familiar delay, the comfortable fear? Or will you rise, uncomfortable but committed, and say, God, I may not have it all figured out, but I'm willing. I'm available. I'm ready. This isn't just a chapter in a message. It's a crossroads in your journey. The decisions you make in the next few days will echo into your future.